Hey Pisces, welcome to my channel. My name is Katie and I'm back home. Very happy and excited to be with you here. I'm back home and you know what that means. I'm going to be catching up on readings, and I also have allergies, which is apparently included with my house, no matter how much I vacuum. Alright. I love you so much, you guys. I hope you're all doing good. I really appreciate all of the support you've all been giving me with the today's view posts for my vacations. I really appreciate all of the comments and all of the likes and all of that. And I'm ready. I'm refreshed. I am well rested and ready for these readings. So, universe, angels, archangels, ascended masters of love and light, God, Spirit, please bring in the most relevant and important messages for Pisces. What is it that Pisces needs to hear right now? What is it that Pisces needs to hear right now? Alright. As always, I'm going to be taking the jumping cards upright. And today I'm going to be reading a card from, from the Earth Warriors Oracle. Now, I have a very special relationship with this deck. As many of you know, my path is mostly shamanic in nature, my spiritual path in this lifetime. And this deck that I'm going to use later in the reading is one that only shows up literally when a message is wanting to be expressed, because otherwise it goes missing. It literally does. It goes missing, and then all of a sudden it shows up, and then it goes missing again. And it's a very strange, powerful thing. So I came across it today. Now I'm excited. That means that there is something very relevant there for us. So I'm going to be using that one at the end of the reading. Alright, Pisces, let's see what we got here. This is the Delos Tarot, by the way. This is a Korean tarot. Alright, so this is what I see. Starting with the Fool, I see that there is a brand new beginning here, right? Feeling super excited about something, so excited about that something that, you may get a little bit too optimistic. Not that there's anything wrong with being optimistic, but this is a card of watching your steps, right? Making sure that you are taking your brain with you, making sure that if you are going to take a leap of faith, might as well just look at where you're landing, right? Just, it's not a bad idea to look down and see if there's any rocks before making a big jump into the water, right? And your spirit guides are basically telling you here, there is something a little risky that you simply need to contemplate. Not because it's going to come true, not because there's a high chance for a bad outcome. None of that. For real, none of that. However, it's almost as if your spirit guides want to get you into the habit of, before making decisions, simply observing how all of them could unfold. They just want you to pack your brain every time. And you're highly intuitive, Pisces. You may feel like you don't need to do this. But emotionally, sometimes I feel like you can be so intensely connected to other realms that you may make decisions almost solely on other realms. And therefore, in this realm, you may not necessarily get exactly the result that you're going for. It's hard to explain what I'm feeling, but it's mostly out of love that they're telling you, just before making a decision, just look ahead. How could that go? What are the most obvious possible results. For good, for bad, and for anywhere in between. And just contemplate that, okay? This could have something to do with a relationship. This could have something to do with marriage. Many of you perhaps are in a new relationship or a standing romantic relationship. You may be married, you may be engaged, you may be considering marriage here. And Spirit is just sort of telling you okay, but just think about it. Do you want to have, your money separate? Do you want to have a prenup? Do you want to have options? Just think about it. Don't go blinded into something, okay? Mainly about property, and I'm getting that, about wealth. Because we have here the Hierophant, we have here the Ten of Pentacles. So it seems to be an important point that Spirit wants to make. Not because something is going to go wrong, but because why are you not going to think? Why are you going to plan? Because it's blissful ignorance? Because it feels nice to just not do that? What is it behind the whole thing? Some of you Pisces are I'm hearing adrenaline junkies. And you think of adrenaline junkies and you think of, nomads, digital nomads, travelers, people who love risky sports and things like that, right? But what I'm getting here is that sometimes you make leaps of faith that could be just decisions. Sometimes, Pisces, I feel like you take these leaps and you're well, whatever God wants, and you jump, and God is but wait, I could have told you what I want. You didn't have to jump, right? And it's almost because of the adrenaline of not knowing how something is going to turn out, not knowing where you're going to land, and that stress, some of you could even be addicted to anxiety, to being preoccupied, to being stressed about something, to not knowing the answers. Maybe you like the feeling of improvising. Maybe you like the feeling of not knowing what is going to happen next. But Spirit is almost telling you here, I can tell you what is going to happen next. Let me just guide you, is what I'm feeling. Spirit saying, let me just guide you. There is generational wealth to be had here. But there's also a lot of room for sabotage if you refuse to take conscious choices. Maybe in the past you've made decisions that were leaps of faith. Some of them worked, others of them didn't. Bottom line, you made some choices that you could have thought about a little longer and maybe saved yourself time, money, and stuff like that. Okay, so that is what I'm getting. There's nothing wrong with having faith. There's nothing wrong with trusting your intuition. There is something wrong, however, of neglecting that thought process, because that thought process can be done out of self-love. It doesn't have to be done through fear. It can be just a beautiful process in which you evaluate possibilities and out of self-love consider different actions so you can be comfortable, so you can do good. So regardless of the outcome and whatever the universe chooses for you, right? Regardless of that, you are safe. You do have control over certain aspects of your reality, Pisces. Many of them, actually. So use them, right? Use that awareness to make sure that you're covered in many ways. Why not? I feel like this is definitely closing a chapter here of self-sabotage and opening a whole new chapter of maturity and action-based behavior. Some of you could be dealing with a Cancer, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Some of you may have like a feline spirit guide, incarnate or not. Some of you may identify with the elephant as well, with Ganesha, something to do with mermaids. Something to do with keys. This could have properties involved. Not necessarily real estate. Could be vehicles, could be, important objects, money, inheritances, even animals that you may be inheriting somehow. Let's see what the Oracle has to say. I'm super excited about these. The message with these decks, with this deck in particular, is long. Okay, the messages are long, and I'm going to read them for you. So if that's not your thing, you can move on to the next reading. It's okay. For those of you who are willing and open to receive this very, very special message here, this is from the Earth Warriors Oracle by one of my favorite authors, Alana Fairchild. I'm going to see if I can find this deck for you guys and link it in the description. It's definitely worth it. Alright. What does Pisces need to know right now? Okay. What does Pisces need to know right now? These are so, the opposite of slippery. INTIKHANA, Child of the Light. Woo-hoo. Okay. So let's take a moment here to just admire the artwork. Look at this. Look at that. Absolutely stunning. INTIKHANA, 33. The number is 33, but I just heard 33-year-old. So this could be something that is particularly important for those of you who are 33, or you're turning 33, or you're leaving 33 behind, that age in particular. This could be a confirmation for those of you who see the number 3. And as I said that, 1333. For those of you who see this number everywhere, license plates, cell phone numbers, the clock, I don't know. Child of the Light. INTIKHANA. I'm sorry, guys. The allergies are real. It's bad. I blame the cats. Alright. There is a divine light that does not cast a shadow, nor does it cast judgment, even though it reveals truth. A truth that is sometimes hard to acknowledge and requires that we change our ways. True divine light is healing, it is unifying, it brings hope, and it illuminates the way. Other sorts of light exist on this planet that are not so pure, that are not so helpful. Those sorts of light may appear stunningly bright, yet in fact create separation and increase ego. You can recognize genuine divine presence not by how dazzling it may appear at first, but by what your devotion to the divine light evokes in your heart and your world. Trust your feeling over appearances. Move away from influences that create fear, negativity, or doubt in you. Reach out for that which uplifts your heart. Spiritual protection is being offered. Refuse to be dazzled by ego masquerading as something spiritual. Through your prayers and efforts, spiritual light has been accumulating on the inner planes, even though you may not sense that consciously as yet. There will be an intersection of events and circumstances in your physical world through which that light shall pour forth and manifest itself as grace. Continue with your spiritual devotion. There is something truly good to come from it. In the Incan tradition, Inti is the physical sun and the spiritual presence inherent in the sun's life-giving energy. INTIKHANA is the being who is one with Inti, a child of the sun. In the esoteric mystery schools, solar child and solar angel are terms for the soul, the deeper aspect of us that is connected to the spiritual light. This oracle brings you understanding that there is a new depth of soul connection opening up for you. We enter such a sacred process through a challenge known in spiritual traditions as initiation. When we're faced with a deep unknowing, which is what happens when we're growing spiritually and moving through a spiritual initiation, we have outgrown what our minds are capable of providing. We need more knowledge, more wisdom, more light, so that we can find our way through the darkness of initiation and into the blessing of new life waiting on the other side of the process. When we turn our attention to the soul, instead of applying logic and intellect to figure out yet another plan to conquer the irrepressible evolution inherent in the spiritual path, we finally gain comfort. Hola, Chai. Hope is a quality of the soul. It allows us to bear the uncertainty when, according to a greater wisdom, there is something we cannot know the answer to, at least for now. Hope gives us patience so that we can learn how to feel our soul connection more deeply and grow into the wisdom of the answers we need. We stop fumbling about in the library of intellect and instead seek out the answer from the source that can provide it, which is the illuminated temple of the own soul. Now, just to clarify, I'm sort of like the message that I am trying to get across is a middle ground, not one way or the other. The personal intuitive message I received before this card, it talked about taking your brain with you, right? But we're not talking about taking your brain and letting it drive and letting it be the sole force. Instead, what I'm saying is to kind of let the brain be in the same car as your soul drives, right? Not that your brain is going to start driving. Just want to make that clear. Initiation often involves an element of the unexpected. We typically feel unprepared for it, even though at a soul level, we have been working towards it for a long time. If it's happening, however, then we're actually ready for it. Such spiritual testing is intimidating to the ego, but the soul knows how to move through the process. Trust your inner self and trust in the light and the unconditionally supportive assistance of the universe, and trust that the universe will lend to your purpose. Then you can be fearless, impervious to manipulation, and remain steady and faithful in the face of a challenge. The solar festival of Inti was a celebration of new life, which was held at the start of new planting season. It is realistic to cultivate hope and cheerful, both of which nurture the heart, especially during initiation. This oracle foretells of a positive conclusion of any initiation of soul. If you or a loved one have been plagued by dark and depressing thoughts, this oracle brings a spiritual intervention of joyful light. Open up to the joyful light of love and peace to fill your heart and your home. You have the power to call this in because you are acknowledged as a child of the light. Chai. Rest in your divine light within, imagining that you have to peer into your soul, that you can peer into your soul and be warmed by the light and the life of the inner sun that shines within your soul, which is the true light of the Great Spirit. From that place of inner peace, luminous love, and safe refuge, you can proceed with boldness, patience, wisdom, and hope. The oracle asks you to cultivate a sense of self-worth and acknowledge the goodness within you. Without needing to be perfect, you don't just have the light within you, you are the light. So remember, shine. We need you. For those of you who want to take it a step further and use this reading almost like a healing session, there is a healing process that is detailed here and recommended with this card. And it goes like this. When you're ready, say the following invocation out loud. I affirm the light within me. I call for the true light of the divine to shine bright and clear, showing the way on earth. I am the light, and the light is within me. I trust my soul and the spiritual light within that guides me always. May the light in all hearts be stirred into awakening with unconditional love, grace, and mercy. So be it. You are encouraged to complete and ground this process with any light-affirming joyful movements, such as dancing, holding hands in prayer, opening your arms to the sky, or simply meditating on the light within, for as long as you wish. You may wish to sing or journal, say further prayers, or create some art. Be with whatever affirms the truth of the light within you in this moment, and you will be completing your healing process. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So, there you go. Find that sweet spot. Alright, Pisces? Comment below, let me know what this may mean for you and if any bit of the reading resonated. If you would like to stop by the website, you're going to find that there's continuously more and more resources to help you navigate your reality in the most aligned way possible, more authentic as well. And I'll see you in the next reading. Bye, my loves. Hey Pisces, what's up? Welcome to my channel. My name is Katie and I'm back from vacays, back at home, ready for the readings, and unfortunately not ready enough for the allergies. But here we are, so thank you for joining me. Today, this is going to be Oracle reading. This deck has something very special. The Earth Warrior by Alana Fairchild. And what's special about this particular deck is that it disappears and it appears whenever it wants in my home. And whenever there is a message that needs to show up, these are particularly powerful. These are based on the shamanic medicine of different areas of the world. And when I want to use it, it's nowhere to be found. But when it appears, that's when I need to use it. That's the way it goes with this deck for me. And I'm very thrilled that as soon as I got back home, there it was. So let's see what it has for us and for the Pisces collective. Because apparently, there is something very relevant to be said. So get yourself a drink, get yourself, coffee, tea, whatever it is that you like, and let's get started. Universe, please bring in the most relevant and important messages that Pisces need to hear at this time. What is it that Pisces needs to hear? Light codes is what I just heard. Light codes. We got Medicine Horse. The progress on the path. Card number 41. The number 41 could be relevant for some of you. Maybe the number 5 as well. Some of you could be 41. Some of you may be turning 41 soon in the next season. Or maybe if your sign is not necessarily Pisces Sun, maybe you are turning 41 very soon. Now let's see. Not 31, sorry, 41. All right, Medicine Horse. Come on. Where are you? All right. I am Medicine Horse, bringing you the message of freedom, journey, and progress. Do not act wow. Okay, give me a second. I got my headphones on, and they're apparently confusing the hell out of my brain. When you listen, like you have your headphones on and you listen to yourself through that, and there's this like weird echo and you hear your breathing and it's kind of weird. That's what I just felt. So let's hope that's what it was. Let's bring it back. I am Medicine Horse, bringing you the message of freedom, journey, and progress. Do not act as though you are the beast of burden. Claim your innate divine dignity. Allow yourself to feel and be graceful. Recognize and honor your needs for rest, openness, safety, and respect. An ability to hear, to know, and spiritual truth, which will guide you in every aspect of your life journey. All of that is opening up. Connect with your spirit, live your truth. There is a powerful and sacred bond between your soul and the animal kingdom. If you have a beloved animal who has left this world for the spirit world, here is the message that this beautiful being is protected by a great spirit and is loved and peaceful now. That creature is completely forgiven and completely forgiving. You are also guided to honor the inner knowing that flows naturally from your instincts and intuition. As you respect your inner guiding wisdom, your life experience will improve. You will successfully navigate your way around negativity. Healing, spirit communication, and loving repair of the sense of self after any type of abuse is indicated. There is a spiritual support and assistance for a journey ahead that will take you far. Progress is being made. Medicine Horse brings you healing gifts from the mind, body, and soul. Horse is a leader. Horse is a healer. This oracle indicates that a time of significant healing is at hand. Sometimes the most powerful healing at a soul level happens subtly. It may involve emotional catharsis and dramatic psychological aha moments, but it often happens almost invisibly, without us realizing how much our inner work is reshaping us from within. Eventually, we experience the fruits of our inner journey. Our interpretation of past experiences changes, empowering us to leave behind all points of views, former identities, and negative expectations for the future. We begin to feel the lightness and promise of our spirit. We discover and take delight in our divine beauty. We have made progress and new horizons have opened up. Horse medicine also brings a special type of healing through two particular equine traits: authentic connection and heightened sensitivity. Many types of emotional damage human beings can be healed through the experience of these two principles of horse wisdom. It is the task of spiritually aware and skillful counselors, be that a human or a horse, to mirror back one's emotional experience with authenticity, presence, honesty, and acceptance in a way that builds a sense of real connection to another living being. Horse medicine is the soul medicine of trust. Trust in oneself, trust in relationship, trust in our bodies, intuition, instincts, and in life itself, to guide us and provide us with what we need. Humans can recognize and develop healing compassion for their own wounded tendencies towards hypervigilance, and defensiveness through witnessing the exquisite sensitivity of the horse. Witnessing the equine survival mechanism of the herd can also help us address the wound around trust. Seeing herd behavior may allow, perhaps for the first time as an adult, a person to honor the need. What? I was doing so well, you guys. Let me bring that back. Seeing herd behavior may allow, perhaps for the first time as an adult, a person to honor the need for genuine connection and healing community at a deep level, and see how vital it is to the ability of surviving and thriving. I don't know what that means, you guys. I don't know. That sentence feels weird. I don't know. When medicine horse comes to you, there is a deepening in your aliveness and a release of automatic reactivity and defensiveness, and an ability to be increasingly alive, authentic, and real. You will believe more and more that the universe has your back and has blessed you with the resources that you need, not only to survive, but also to thrive. You will also understand that you do not need to take this journey alone. Horse doesn't want to be held back in any way, and its appearance is a sign of progress being made in our physical worldly pursuits. And actually, if you're seeing the number 440 or 441, that is also a confirmation that your efforts are being recognized. It feels so weird to talk like this with allergies, so I'm trying to emphasize every word. I'm trying to, be clear with my communication, but my nose is stuffy as hell, so it's I can't count on my nose to do the work. I just have my mouth right now. Okay. Horse medicine is helpful for cultivating a loving and respectful relationship with the body, rather than trying to dominate it with the mind. It can help us in undoing patterns of abuse and learning to trust in bodily instincts and wisdom. It is also especially helpful medicine for developing a constructive attitude towards fear. Horse helps us acknowledge all of our emotions, including fear, and contain them so that we feel heard without censorship, yet also safe and held. We can then channel the vital energy of our emotions into consciousness that allows for progress, vitality, and engagement with the world. Now, this particular deck, as many of you know by now, if you have it, If you don't, I'm going to leave the link if I remember, in the description box below. This particular deck has a way of working as a healing session. It has a healing process at the end of every single card. So I'm going to be reading that for you. Those of you who want to engage in that healing process, you will, of course, take a lot out of that if it resonates. Those of you who don't feel like it, that's perfectly fine, okay? For your healing process, use this simple visualization. Feel, imagine, or visualize a wild herd of horses. Hear the stumping of their hooves hitting the earth. Sense their energy, freedom, aliveness, playfulness, even excitement as they urge each other on, running together. They are safe, but they're wild and free. They are skittish and on the lookout for any situations to avoid, yet they are completely vital in the present moment. You may hear them snort or neigh as they run past you. You may sense the air and the dust whipped up as their manes and tails fly in the wind. Can you allow this aliveness and vital presence to pulsate through you? It's crazy because I never spend time with horses, and I recently on my vacation spent a lot of time with horses. Have you had the opportunity to spend time with horses? Comment below. Have you ever had a pet horse? Or, being the guardian of a horse? I think that's a better way to put it. Let me know in the comment section below. I want to know all about it. Now, back to the healing process. When you're ready and you finish your visualization with this simple prayer. Spirit of the horse, beautiful, wild, and free, you liberate me. You show me the truth of my experiences and that I responded as was natural for me then. Now my nature is ready to be alive in a new way. I am ready to celebrate my spiritual beauty, the freedom to be myself, and to enjoy sacred connections that are mutually supportive and encouraging. I honor you, medicine horse, for the beautiful gift you bring to relieve my soul. You help me walk in the way of spirit, with honesty, power, and grace. May all horses and all creatures be happy and free. Take a deep, deep breath as you let that sink in. And allow for this medicine to move through you. Comment below, please, if there are any special horses in your life or you've ever had the opportunity to share with horses in your life. Comment below if by any chance you've done that horse healing therapy. Those of you who know, you know. And I will be seeing you in the next reading, Pisces. You can go ahead and pause this video as you type on the comments. I'm very happy to be back. Very happy to reconnect to the readings. I'm very grateful that some of you, not all of you, but some of you, the majority of you, were very patient with the fact that I didn't post for a couple of days. So thank you. And for those of you who weren't as patient, I am very flattered. There were some messages like, what the fuck? Like, where the fuck are you? I'm very flattered by that. So thank you very much. If you ever want to get yourself a little treat, you can do so by supporting the channel with a Pisces Club mug, which is super cute, or any other offerings in the description. I love you, and I'll see you in our next reading. Bye, Pisces.